Good afternoon, Lebanon area seniors. Welcome to another cooking demo with the Lebanon Senior Center. This month we've been showcasing different meals that you can prepare using one pot, one dish, one pan. Today we are going to use a cookie sheet. That's it. We're doing dinner on a cookie sheet, and dinner is not cookies. We are going to be using it to make a maple glazed chicken with sweet potato and broccoli. Sounds really healthy, right? You think you need a lot of pans and different dishes to do it. We're going to do it in the oven. We're going to do it pretty quick. And there's not a lot you have to do. So we have some chicken breast. If you really like a different cut of chicken, you could certainly use that as well. We are going to use chicken breast. We have some sweet potato that's been peeled and chopped up. I've got white sweet potato. I've also got the traditional red sweet potato. The white has just a little bit more nutrients than the red, I came to find out, which excited me. So we're doing both of those. You can just use one as well. You don't have to use both colors. We just thought added a little visual pizzazz to our dish. And broccoli florets. Of course, depending on how many people you're cooking for, you might just need half a sweet potato, and a cup of broccoli and one chicken breast if you're just doing it for yourself. If you've got a couple other people, you might want to add incrementally more quantities for the number of people that you're cooking for, or if you want to have leftovers for another day. Also, you can have some Montreal seasoning. The flavor is really up to you. I thought the smokehouse maple would go really well with our maple glaze. You also need some olive oil, some salt and pepper, and then guess what? Maple syrup. So there you go. And you need about a fourth of a cup, half a cup of that. Again, you can reduce or add a little bit depending on how many people, how many chicken breasts you're going to be glazing. You can do this in a saucepan on the stove to make the glaze. I did it in the microwave. So I took 2 tablespoons of butter, about half a cup of maple glaze. Just melted them together. That's what's in my measuring cup right here. Ooh. So to get started, we are going to take our lovely sheet pan. I almost tried to launch the whisk it myself. Tried really hard. All right, we're just going to get some olive oil down in our sheet pan here. Instead of using my hands just smeared around, I'm just going to use a little bit of sweet potato just to kind of make sure that gets everywhere. And those sweet potatoes are going right down on our cookie sheet. It does help to open your salt, so I'm just sprinkling a little salt. A little pepper on the sweet potatoes. I'm going to put just a little bit more olive oil on top of them. And right on that sheet pan, we're just going to toss those together. Just try to make sure they get coated with that olive oil and the salt and pepper gets distributed among them. I know it looks like I'm cooking for an army. I kind of am, Staff wants samples. They want tidbits. All right, so I'm kind of pushing the sweet potatoes off to the sides just a little bit. I tossed a few more over on that side. There we go. And then the chicken breast. So with the chicken breast, again, you can just go ahead and sprinkle them with your Montreal seasoning. And then you're going to, since I did that on one side before they landed on the sheet pan, just going to put them seasoned side down. Just like that. Just like that, sort of. Flicking my potatoes around. You didn't see that, did you? All right, I'll make room for one more. There we go. Get all of those friends on there, and then since we just seasoned one side, got to come back, season the other. There we go. Gonna give a little whisk whisk to our maple glaze. And as you can see, I'm just kind of pouring some of that maple glaze on our chicken here. Just kind of drizzling it on, trying to make sure I get a nice coating. On that chicken. There we go. All right, and that's all that's to it. So now we're going to put the sheet pan in an oven that we've preheated for 400 degrees and give it about 15-20 minutes. And we are going to take it back out. I'll probably turn the chicken over and we will put the broccoli on at that point. All right, so the sheet meal has been in the oven for about 20 minutes. Gave it a little bit more. Some of our chicken breasts are kind of thick, so I wanted to make sure they had a good cook on the one side. So I'm going to go ahead and flip those over. I always start on the side I like the least, and then flip it over so you get that last finish, nice coloration on the side of the meat that looks like it'll be pretty. Oh, chasing around. Grease that one up good. Lost some potatoes in the process. All right, so I'm going to kind of scoot all the chicken to the center, tighter than it's going to end up being. We are going to put down, ever so carefully, some broccoli florets. And you can get those already cut up like these, or you can certainly buy a broccoli head and clean and chop them yourself. Oh, that one's a big boy. I'm going to have to save that one for a salad. All right, just sprinkling them on in there. Try not to have them land on the chicken too much. If they're a little too big, you can certainly break them apart. There we go. Combination of sprinkle and pluck. There we go. Just kind of spread them out. I don't know why I'm spending so much time doing this because I'm just going to try to coat some of them here in just a second. Now, if you hadn't gotten overzealous like me, this would be easier. Haha. But I'm just using some tongs, kind of nudging the cauliflower in between our potatoes a little bit, just trying to get a little bit of that oil and some of the flavorings coating on the broccoli. In other words, you're kind of tossing your broccoli into your potatoes as if it was a salad. Just trying to get those broccolis dressed for success, if you will. So give them a good turn, work your way around the sheet pan. The big ones are easier to get a hold of and just kind of rub around in the juices. All right. And what I like to do is I like to space those chicken back out. You can put some of the broccoli, the potatoes between your chicken. Sometimes I go across the pan and I just work my way around. Move chicken apart. There we go. Just lets a little more heat find its way around. You don't have all that dense meat in one spot on your tray. There we go. Get them worked out. Scanned out. There we go. And if you want, you can do a little more salt and pepper if you want. I'm not going to because we've got a lot of people that are trying to watch their salt intake. So we'll let them kind of add some salt at the end. But once you get them kind of tossed back together, I'm going to go back in the oven for another 15-20 minutes, and I'll show you the end result. So we just popped out our sheet pan dinner for the second time. So we did both cooks, the first and the second. And it's beautiful and it smells so good. I can't wait to dig into this. So this is our maple glazed chicken with sweet potato and broccoli. So it's all cooked up, ready to go. Since we saved a little bit of that glaze for the end here, you can certainly do this right before you serve, but you can, just add that nice glistening glaze look to each piece of chicken before you serve it up. Whoop. Give it a little drizzle here. And this was just that melted butter and that maple syrup. Again, you can salt and pepper, give it a taste, see if you need some more, or definitely let your guests do it if you've got some that are a little more needing to restrict that salt intake. So I'm going to pick it up here and try to get a slightly better camera view so you can see. There you go. So that's what's tasty here. Hopefully you guys can give this a try. There's a lot of great sheet pan dinners available on the internet. Lots of recipes that are quick. One pan. My favorite part of this, of course, is actually the cleanup, because since I lined my cookie sheet with aluminum foil, literally just have to let it cool off, and I can peel off, roll up that foil and toss it in the trash, and I get to do like 3 dishes: the tongs, the whisk, and the measuring cup. So you guys have a great rest of your day. Give this one a try. Recipe will be in the notes. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.